Whew, we are getting close, ain't we? Getting close to old football season. Fall camp's halfway done. Or we said we're 17 days away, 2 weeks and a half or something. We'll say this though, like a lot of people have been talking shit, mainly the Dog Nation and Mike Griffith. Some other people have been saying that Georgia is not, or is Georgia going to be ready for Tennessee, because basically half of fall camp has been, practicing in the rain, practicing in cool weather. And if you think that, dude, you have no faith in Georgia at all, because we have whooped Tennessee's ass year in, year out. I'm not worried about Tennessee at all, dude. There's only two teams I'm worried about, and I think any Georgia fan should be worried about outside of the SEC, Southeastern Conference. And that's, unfortunately, I hate to say it, Florida, Alabama, and Texas. I said two teams, really three teams, because apparently Florida is supposed to be back. They're supposed to be, restored to glory, I guess. We'll have to fucking see. But basically two teams, not three teams, but two teams would be Alabama and Texas. It's foolish not to say Alabama. With our track record with them, it'd be so foolish not to say Alabama. And then Texas, because look at what they're doing with Texas. Ranked number one. Archie's the greatest goddamn college prospect quarterback ever to fucking goddamn grace the field. It's like one dude said, they should just go ahead and give the trophy to Texas. They should just he said we should just name the trophy after Texas, and then everybody else will play for second. My goddamn. This shit was hilarious, dude. It was on Twitter, I think, or X. We should just rename the trophy and give it to Texas, and then everybody else will play for second. It's like, that's how, yeah, but it's been like that always, man. Before it was them, it was Alabama. But the thing is, Alabama backed it up. Like Nick Saban in Alabama, they fucking backed it up. I don't think Texas can back it up. They don't like Georgia, and they don't like Kirby. Like ESPN and the NCAA, they all hate it because he doesn't do what they want him to do. Like, go and watch Alabama. Go and watch these fall camps where you can actually watch the practice and watch the scrimmage. You can actually watch the players practice. Kirby doesn't allow that. Kirby has it locked down like fucking Fort Knox. You're not allowed in. And whoever is let in, they have to sign waivers to, like, if they talk about any of this, you're never allowed to come back, You're only allowed to talk about it a few days before football season starts, or the day of the actual games or something, some shit like that. So any information that's really coming out, it could be bullshit, it could be fake. Like, I don't know. I don't keep up with the scrimmages because, like you said, they don't show no video. Like I said, they don't show no videos and they don't show anything. So there's really no point in keeping up with any of that if you don't get to watch no videos or anything. Like, yeah, somebody could say, yeah, Gunner had a bad day, but then again, what if Gunner was, the defense was fucking knocking them all over the place and shit, which I don't think they're allowed to tackle, but during fall camp. Or I think Kirby came out and said too that he was disappointed in the tight end play by Oscar Delt, Lawson Lucky, and the new guy from I don't know where he's from, but he's a transfer. But I seen him in a video. Dude's brawly. Dude's a dude, if you know what I mean. And Kirby was saying, they weren't breaking tackles. They weren't breaking tackles. They weren't doing what elite tight ends do. And he didn't want to say Brock Bowers, but he said they're not doing what Brock Bowers done, basically. He wants them to be like Brock Bowers, fucking break a few tackles and score a touchdown. I think Kirby's being a little hard on him, though, because, Brock Bowers is Brock Bowers. Brock Bowers broke Mike Ditka's fucking record. That was the record from 1965 until last year. He broke Mike Ditka's fucking record. I get chills thinking about it. Like, it's like that shit's real, dude. Like, he is the greatest. He's up there with Herschel. He is the greatest offensive player ever to play at Georgia. I'd say that. So was Herschel, though. That's what I'm saying. They're both equally great because they both were equally good. But I think Bowers, though, will be a greater NFL player than Herschel, or a greater pro player. It says Herschel, he went to that other league, he fucked himself. He should have went to the NFL. Everybody knows that. He shouldn't have left Georgia. It's like a lot of people said, though. He had people talking in his ear, and, you know. And, oh, it's no doubt if Herschel Walker came back his senior year, Georgia was going to go undefeated and win the national championship for a second time. They got close, too. Got defeated by Pitt. Hughes' team. That was back when they were, you know, good or whatever. They need to get back to being good. Like, what the fuck, man? They need to hire fucking some of these ex-Georgia coaches. For real. I'm not fucking kidding. Like, for real, they need to hire some, like, Todd Hartley. He's the tight end coach. You know, he's going to leave after producing Brock Bowers, and if he produces good tight ends this year, he could leave and go become, like, an offensive coordinator or something somewhere. There you go. It's just Georgia, though. It's like, you know, Kirby, he's saying that because he knows Oscar Delt's going to be a senior. So it's like, this is it, man. It's time for you to step up. There's not many seniors left in football, in college football. All of them go to the NFL. All of them leave their junior year to go to the NFL. They all do. None of them come back to play their senior year. Only at the University of Georgia do players come back and play their senior year. Like Tate Ratledge. Look how it worked out for him. What about the guy for the Falcons? I'm kicking myself for not remembering his name. I don't remember his name. Sorry. He was the defensive player, though, and he is going to be the best defensive player on the Falcons. No doubt. I don't remember. C.J. Miller, maybe. I don't know. No, C.J. Miller's the current linebacker. He was the one before C.J. Miller. C.J. Miller's going to be the head linebacker this year. I don't remember. I don't keep up with the Falcons that much. That's why I don't know it. It is what it is. Who cares? It's just Georgia's going to have to really get back to that smash mouth football I talked about. And we're going to have to get back to running it down people's throats. You know, play action, throw it to the tight end. The tight end's going to have to break tackles. Get the wide receivers incorporated. That's one thing I will agree with, which I don't know if it was the wide receivers or Carson Beck, that our wide receivers weren't that good last year. Georgia's wide receivers were the worst in the SEC out of every team. It's not good if you want to win a national championship, is it? And well, it's like one of the dudes off Dog's post said. He said that half of it was Carson and half of it was the wide receivers. And that's a fair assessment, yeah. I'll give them that. In my opinion, it was 100% Carson Beck. The son of a bitch can't throw. You're going to see this year at Miami when they get fucking wiped off the field with Georgia Tech and fucking Clemson. Maybe even Pitt. Like, holy shit, dude. Like, see, with the NIL, these teams are going to become better. Like Georgia Tech, Pitt, the teams that ain't really done shit in the last 20 years. Mainly non-SEC schools, right? That's true, too. And this is nothing. I'm not going to... I hate the SEC. I hate them because they hate Georgia. But the point is, the SEC pretty much dominated college football from about when Florida... Was it Florida? I think it was Florida. When Florida won with Tim Tebow. It was from when Tim Tebow won in 2007. The SEC went from then to, I think, 2015 or 16 before they lost the national championship again. So the SEC was either on an 8, I might be wrong about this, I don't know, either an 8 or a 7 run national championship run before they had to change it because we were dominating so fucking bad they had to come out with a playoff because the SEC was dominating so much. I'm not even kidding. Look it up. From 2000, when Florida and Tim Tebow won them 2 national championships, then Alabama, Auburn, Alabama, mostly Alabama. So you got to give it to Alabama. LSU was in there, LSU. Fuck, who else? I want to say that was it. And we were almost there a lot of times under the Mark Richt era. It sucked the way Mark Richt went out, and I hate it because he was a very godly Christian man, and the way he became a Christian was when he was coaching at, I think it was at Florida. It was at Florida State. And one night he was the coach of, he was the offensive coordinator at Florida State, and the quarterback coach, Mark Richt, was. And some of his offensive players, they went down in Miami and got in a little tussle, and one dude, local, went to the back of his car, pulled out a 12-gauge shotgun and blew one of the football players away. And that night, or like a few days after that, Mark Richt, just tore him up, and he went into Bobby Bowden, famous coach Bobby Bowden of Florida State, top 10 college football coaches ever. And he broke down and just, accepted Jesus Christ and God right there in Bobby Bowden's office. And years later, there was a documentary where they were interviewing Bobby Bowden. It was right when Bobby Bowden was probably, he was on his last few years before he passed away. And he said that, Mark Richt became a bigger Christian and a bigger godly man than he ever was. Mark Richt, and here's the thing about Mark Richt, he loved God, I guess you would say. And he loved preaching it and pushing it on people. Whether good or bad, it is what it is. And I do remember Mark Richt saying this, that he always thought if you made the man good, or if you made a young man, a college football player, if you made him into a good person, that the winning would just come after. And we were close, man. We were so close in 2012. We were so close. So fucked up. We lost to Alabama. The game was ours, right? We were dominating the whole game. Alex Ogletree blocks a field goal, returns it for 80 yards. We're up 2 touchdowns. Alabama starts slowly climbing back. It's 28 to 28. There was something that Nick Saban done in that game where he purposely, they could have went for it, but he kicked a field goal. I don't know. Whatever it was, people said after the game, it was like that's what won the game for him, and I agree with it. I can't really remember, but Alabama scores. They drive down the field. They kick a field goal. They're up 31-28. We get the ball back. There's about, probably about a minute left on the clock, less. Aaron Murray somehow drives down the field all the way to the fucking 5-yard line. I mean, we're right there. If you go back and watch it, it was wild as a Georgia fan watching this. I mean, it was wild. We were right down there at the 5-yard line, clock ticking, 3, 2. Aaron Murray snaps it on, the clock ran out, throws it to Sanders Cummings. Sanders grabs it, falls down 2 yards away from the end zone. Friday Night Lights finish. We lose the game. Alabama goes on to beat Notre Dame in the national championship by 30 points. Beats them 50-something to 20. And thus the Alabama dynasty was born that night. Or that night that they beat us, the Alabama dynasty was born. And they went on from 2012 until Nick Saban retired last year, or the year before, 2 years ago. They went on to dominate and win national championship, or was competing for a national championship every year. And I think that's what, getting back to Georgia, that's what Kirby wants. Like, Georgia is going to reload every year, and we're going to play for a national championship every year, regardless if it's freshmen or seniors or juniors or sophomores. It doesn't matter. We are going to compete at the highest level. And that was set by Mark Richt, honestly. Mark Richt, before Mark Richt came to Athens, Georgia was, like Vanderbilt. Georgia was like Vanderbilt, like Mississippi State, They were basically a nobody program. Mark Richt turned it around. He instilled what Kirby used as a stepping platform to win the national championships. All that, finish the drill, don't give up. That all came from Mark Richt. Now, the defensive play, that's Kirby, 100% Kirby. But I'm saying, though, Mark Richt was a very, very good football coach. He's arguably the greatest quarterback coach ever. He coached Charlie Warner. I don't remember the other quarterback, but he did coach Charlie Warner. Heisman winner at Florida State. Won national championship. Back-to-back. 91, 92, I think. Then got the head coaching job at Georgia when Vince Dooley called him. Vince Dooley, he wanted him, but Vince Dooley, I remember in this documentary I watched, Vince Dooley, he didn't really know if Mark Richt was cut out to be it because he was such a godly Christian guy. Was he going to be able to the hard tough? And at the end, when Georgia let him go and he left, that was the stigma that he cared more about. He cared more about being a better man than he did about ever winning in football. That's just not true. We came up so short in all them fucking years, man. There were so many games that Georgia came up short. It's actually depressing to even think about it. Because, I mean, we were right there at the precipice. Like, we were we just needed that push. And Kirby Smart was the push. You know, Mark Richt, he left in 2015. It took Kirby, 5, 6, 7 years to achieve the championship at Georgia. So, I mean, it took Kirby a long time, that's what I'm saying. So, something had to be changed. And I think what it is now is it's the mindset. It's fire, passion, energy. It's just a different atmosphere. The Rick era and the Kirby Smart era are two different eras. And it's not right for one Georgia fan to compare one to the other. That's just not right. Mark Richt was a young coach, from Florida State. Kirby had already coached at, Alabama for fucking, so long. And I don't know. It's just, Mark Richt he's just such a phenomenal top A guy, man. And, for him to have Parkinson's and have the disease like that, it truly is like the worst things happen to the best people. It's not a metaphor, it's real. Whether people want to believe it or not. Like I said, though, that game against Alabama in 2012, the SEC championship, that was anybody's game. I remember after the game, Mark Richt went to the interview and they asked him, people feel like that you and Aaron Murray don't really finish or don't really want to win. I think that's what the reporter said, that you don't really want to win. And Mark Richt got pissed off, stood up, walked out. And, that was, only a few years later he was fired. But there's no doubt we beat Alabama that night or that day in the SEC championship. Mark Richt would have probably been our head coach until about 2000, probably until he got Parkinson's, honestly. We were close. It was close, man. That was tough, man. That Aaron Murray, Todd Gurley, fucking Nick Chubb. Man. That was tough. Alex Ogletree, Jarvis Jones, Sanders Cummings, Bakari Rambo. John Jenkins, I think. Fuck, man. I don't know about John Jenkins, but, yeah, fucking, David Andrews, Super Bowl winner, Tom Brady's last center at the New England Patriots, David Andrews. Started all 4 years at the University of Georgia and still holds the record for the most starts out of any player. Goddamn right. Go Dogs. Yeah. It's crazy. I remember all them players. It's just, it's just so invested like I am now. But, there was a time, though, when Kirby was the coach from about 2000, 18 to when we went on that championship run. I was kind of giving up on Georgia football, to be honest. And we went on that run, and it came back to me, man. I feel just like I did in 2011 when we were getting ready to make the run then, too, with Aaron Murray and Todd Gurley and all that. Man, we should have won that goddamn football game. We were such the better team, man. We outclassed them in every fucking position. The only time we ever outclassed Alabama in every position, I feel like. They just got lucky, though. And there was a lot of games I watched of Alabama through all the years or seen replays that Alabama just sometimes got real lucky. Like that one time they fucking, they beat Texas or whatever. Yeah, they beat Texas, and Texas, they somehow, with 30 seconds left on the clock, they go down the field and score a touchdown and beat Texas. This was before Texas entered the SEC. This was like years ago. Like shit, probably 2014 or something. I don't fucking know. And Texas A&M beat Alabama that year. That shit was hilarious. Or that one year. Damn, this video is going on 20 minutes. I will say this on my, I guess, last regards to Georgia football. No, you know, nobody should worry about the weather or anything like that. The players should be ready. Fall camp is for fine-tuning the offense and the defense. So anybody should, you know, they shouldn't worry so much. That's what I'm saying. It's a new team, man. That's what I'm saying. It's only up. It's only up from here. Like Kirby said, or whoever said it. I don't know who said it, but I think Kirby did. At Georgia, we don't have rebuild years. We reload. We reload and we go and we try to win every year win championships. I think it was one of the players said that. One of the defensive players just recently, like a few days ago. So I mean, it's getting real. Like people need to start getting ready. I guess I don't know. Like I'm already ready. Shit, I've been ready since fucking season ended last year. But anyway, I was drinking these Terrapins right here. And I was going to do a little, I have them open right here. I was going to do a little taste test on them. I was already drinking some of them, so I do know how they taste when they were cold. It's hot out here. I can't deal with it. I can't do nothing about it. I can deal with it. I don't know why I was about to say that. I'm starting to get a buzz. Anyway, this is Terrapin Coastal Daydream. Coastal Daydream West Coast style IPA, reminiscent of a scenic drive down the Pacific Coast Highway from its majestic banquet of citrus, pine, and floral notes. It's this radiant amber hue. The beer invokes the rugged yet alluring landscape of the California coastline. Okay, this one had kind of a bite to it, if I remember right. That was good. That's real bitter tasting though. Real bitter tasting. I don't know. It's decent. And now the Lula. This is like a Hawaiian inspired one. It says whatever on here. I'll just give a rundown on what it says. It's the dude went to Hawaii and drunk some Hawaiian beer and wanted to make his own. Anyway, here we go. It says Cruckles is back with another world-renowned IPA inspired by time spent on Hawaiian Islands. Ugh. Read it anyway. That's better. Like that actually tastes somewhat decent. Like I could drink that. That's like my passion fruit, orange, and guava. Now the recreational ale. I poured this in a glass or whatever. I was sipping on it while I was making this video. It's really good sipping beer. It's good beer. Here's what it says. Whatever. I didn't show it. Recreational ale is specially formulated to accompany you on all your adventures, packing in just 99 calories so it won't weigh you down. This fully flavored, low-cal IPA will keep you moving on your feet through the woods. So this is like a traditional Georgia beer. Where the actual Terrapin comes from, Terrapin turtle, which is like a local turtle. And this is the Hopskushkinator. This is the good shit here. German-inspired IPA that tastes better than all these. Even the recreational ale, it got a little bite to it, but not enough alcohol. But these two right here, nah. I don't know. I think the order I have them in, that's right, though. Like, that's the order I'd go with. For sure. Like I was going to review them earlier in the video. Sorry this went for 24, 25 minutes. Whew, it is what it is. It's getting hot again, though, so that's good for fall camp. And boys can get some good exercise, get good and tired or whatever. It's just the practices and the fall camps at Georgia, they're so fucking stringent, you know. I don't know if I don't think we're going to be hurting. Like, people are blowing the Tennessee thing out way out of proportion. I wouldn't worry about Tennessee. Tennessee ain't shit. Tennessee's like they're like the laughing stock of the SEC. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and end the video, but like I said, let's go 1, 2, 3, 4. That's them. I mean, honestly, these two right here, I would rock. These two, nah. Maybe that. Nah. I'm gonna stick with this. Stick with some of their original stuff because, you know, they do this because they're branching out to them people in California who probably actually drink this stuff more than we do, honestly. I don't know who'd want to buy this fucking shit. Like, you know, people that I know. Drinking the Hopscotch-Neuschnader, though, that's a little different, though. I think anybody can drink that and appreciate that. You know, it's made with the 6 hops. Like it says here, our 6 varieties of hops in this beer are enough to lose your hop head over. It says we all at Terrapin think to prove it, we've made our Hopscotch-Neuschnader IPA with the choicest buds that we could find. We hope you enjoy this. Killer IPA. Boom, there you go. And it has all the actual names like Chinook, Saccone, Amarillo, Cassidy, Sentinel, and Warrior. That's pretty cool. That's the names of the hops that they use. Getting a pretty good buzz though. I need to head inside before I get dehydrated. Anyway, I hope everybody has a great day, and hell, fucking 17 days away now. 17 days. 2.5 weeks. Or more like 2 weeks counting down the fucking days. 17 days away till kickoff. Against Marshall at 3:30 p.m. on ESPN. It's going to be a damn good game, I think. I think Marshall's going to bring their A game because, hell, I was looking, Marshall, they won the last 4 or 5 games they played. So, yeah, somebody not to sleep. That's a team not to sleep on. Everybody's so worried about Tennessee, they done forgot. Hell, we got to play 2 football games before we play them fuckers. Anyway, everybody have a great day, man. Stay hydrated and stay cool and shit, man. Whatever that clown, Still Worldwide, or anybody says, don't take that shit serious. You know, that dude, he couldn't even do anything for more than 30 seconds before having a fucking panic attack or a heart attack or a heat attack or oxygen attack or whatever. But anyway, everybody have a great day, man. Shit. This video's going on almost 30 minutes. Shit. Anyway. Ooh.